Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as I go over my MIGardener seed haul. So let's go. I want to know, are you like me? Even though you have plenty of seeds from last year and the previous years, you still can't resist buying seeds because there are so many wonderful seeds to be bought out online as well as in the stores. Well, I couldn't resist, and I recently bought some seeds from MIGardener on their seed launch day, and I wanted to share with you the seeds that I purchased from them. I will share this is my first time buying seeds from MIGardener. A number of you had recommended them to me. I've heard about them. I actually watch a lot of their videos, and I thought, why not? And what I really enjoyed was that their price point was exactly where I wanted to be. The price of seeds have gone up just like everything else. And I felt like the price point for the seeds at MIGardener was right on point with what I wanted to spend. It was only a couple of dollars per seed packet. And it's not like the seed packets only had 5 or 10 seeds in them. There were quite a few seeds in each of these packets, which made it very nice. I didn't go too crazy. The seeds are right here in front of me. And let's go ahead and go through what I purchased. I only bought one flower because I have so many seeds of various flowers, both annuals as well as perennials. I love to collect my own seeds, and I've shown you in previous videos my process for collecting and storing seeds. What I'll do is down in the description below, I'll put any videos or playlists that I think are pertinent, especially when it comes to collecting seeds, saving seeds, as well as starting seeds, in case you're interested. This is the Sunspot dwarf sunflower. I love sunflowers, and I always tell people, well, I really can't grow sunflowers here where I live because number one, I don't have a ton of sun in my yard. And then number two, I don't have a lot of space. And typically sunflowers get really tall and they require a lot of room. They also require a lot of sun. I figured with a dwarf-sized sunflower, this would be perfect. I can plant it in pots or containers, and I can move those pots and containers around my yard. And my goal for this growing season is to grow a lot more in pots because I want to maximize on the sunny areas of my yard. Also, I realize a lot of people don't have a lot of room or they don't have a lot of sun. Maybe they're just growing on a porch or a balcony. So I want to be able to grow in pots and containers because it's going to work well in my yard and maybe it'll work well in your yard also. But when it comes to the sunflowers, they get to be about 2 to 3 feet in height. I think that's a perfect height, not very tall for sunflowers, and I think those will still look great inside of a pot or a container. There were 50 seeds in this seed packet, which I thought was a decent amount of seeds, so I was very excited about that. For cool weather vegetables, I bought 2 types. So let's go over the first one. The first one is Thumb Dwarf Pea. The reason I bought this was I want to experiment more with growing indoors. I've been doing it for a number of years. I've made videos showing you my process for doing that, but I've never grown peas indoors. And I wanted to look at this dwarf variety of pea. There are so many different vegetables you can grow indoors in a dwarf form. And I thought this would be a fun one to experiment with this winter. So it has 25 seeds in it, which I think is a great amount to start with. And if I wanted to, I could definitely save the seeds from these peas as well as any other plants that we're going to be growing together. Since these plants only grow to be 13 to 18 inches in height, I figured it's a great plant to try to grow indoors. And I do have some grow lights set up on the very top shelf of my grow light systems. So I think they'll fit perfectly up there. For the second cool weather crop, we have the Thumb Dwarf Bibb lettuce. Also, I'll be growing this indoors. I've grown lettuce many times indoors. It's just such a delight to be able to enjoy lettuce during the cold winter months, especially where I live. Our ground freezes. I don't have a greenhouse. So it really makes sense for me to grow lettuce indoors during the winter months. And I think this dwarf variety will be perfect for indoor growing. And these little rounded heads of lettuce are going to be adorable. It says that each head will get to be about 2 to 3 inches. I'm really interested to see what they look like. I'll be sure to bring you along with that process also. There are 500 seeds of this lettuce in this packet, so I'm sure I will not go through all of these seeds during this growing season, but that's nice because it can last me a few years, which is a bonus. I have 2 different herbs here. The first one is the dwarf Greek basil. You'll notice a theme. I have a lot of dwarf plants here. Again, my plan is to be growing lots of vegetables indoors during the winter months, but also to be growing them outdoors during the spring, summer, and fall but in containers and pots. And this little bushy basil plant will only get to be about 8 inches in height. It's going to be really adorable and sweet. There are 250 seeds of basil in this little packet. This will last me a long time. And then I have a slow bolt cilantro. In a lot of areas, including in New Hampshire, where it does get pretty cold and our seasons are not very long, I still have plants that bolt quickly, including cilantro, and I really enjoy cilantro. So I love the fact that this says it's a slow bolt cilantro, so I can enjoy it and harvest from it as long as possible. There are 100 seeds in this cilantro packet, and the plant grows to be about 1 foot in height, which is nice and small. Okay, let's talk about all the tomato varieties I have here. First of all, a number of you had given me suggestions in a previous video on tomato varieties to grow, not only for myself, but also to sell this year as part of my backyard plant nursery. I've been selling plants out of my driveway for the last 3 years, mostly focusing on perennials. Last year was my first year selling some vegetable plant starts, and it did really well. But I have to tell you, a lot of people were asking me for tomato plants. They really wanted tomato plants. They especially wanted heirloom tomato plants. And a number of you gave me some great tips on tomatoes to start from seed and try to grow for my plant nursery. I listened to you, and I have a number of seeds here. But keep in mind, these are not all the tomato seeds I'll be starting this year. I have more tomato seeds from previous years that I'll also be starting. But let's go over these tomato seeds that I purchased from MIGardener. We have the pineapple tomato. Now this packet only has 25 seeds in it, but that's plenty. I will be growing a bunch to sell, but I also will be growing some for myself so I can collect the seeds from all the different varieties here. This one seemed very popular. I've never tried it, but a lot of you have and told me to buy the seeds. It's called the Cherokee purple tomato. And again, there are 25 seeds in here. And one thing that I definitely want to focus on this year is selling not only red tomatoes, but also different colored ones. And this purple colored, thread and purple, seems very interesting. And then also yellow tomatoes are very popular. So I'm excited about growing this variety. Tiny Tim tomato. I have grown the dwarf tomatoes before under my grow lights, and I've harvested tomatoes indoors, really enjoyed them. So I wanted to grow the Tiny Tim because I've grown orange hat before, which is a nice orange or yellow colored tomato. So it'll be nice to have some small red ones as well to grow indoors during the winter months. This has 25 seeds in it. I'll probably grow some also for selling because I realize some people just want to grow a tomato plant in a pot. So I'll be growing these for myself indoors as well as outdoors to sell as part of my plant nursery. A number of you also suggested the Black Prince tomato. Again, 25 seeds here. And all of these heirloom type tomatoes, I've never started from seed, I've never grown, I've never even enjoyed. So I'm really excited to be growing these and offering these as part of my plant sale this year. The next one is Black Krim tomato. This one looks really interesting and also 25 seeds in it. I think these will be very tasty, and I'm actually looking forward to Mr. Budget Gardener sampling these tomatoes. I think he's going to have a lot of fun trying different tomato varieties that he's never tried before. And then the final one that I have here that I'm almost positive I got for free from MIGardener was Geranium Kiss tomato. And this has 10 seeds in it. It looks very interesting. They almost look like little radish. And I think this will be a nice, interesting variety to try and grow for this year. And that's it. That's all I bought from MIGardener. I'm very happy with the seed selection here. And in terms of the tomatoes, I want to mention I also have slicer tomatoes. I have paste tomatoes that I'll be offering as part of my plant nursery. And those are seeds that I've had from previous years. And I know that those are plants that people will be looking for as well. So tell me, have you gone a little overboard with buying seeds for this coming growing season? If so, what have you bought and where did you buy them from? Drop it down in the comment section below because it'll be interesting for me as well as my viewers to see what are the different seeds that people are buying, and more importantly, what are some seed companies that you like to buy from. Behind me, I have a lot of grow lights. It will be very busy this winter, and I can't wait to bring you along with my process for starting plants from seed and then taking care of them in terms of fertilizing them, pricking them out, and dealing with any issues that I come up with during the growing season. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because by hitting that notification bell, you'll be informed every time I post a new video. And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening. Right, Callie?